Hello and welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing Agatha Christie Murder on the Orient Express. Mr. Ratchet's killer eludes us. He or she managed to run away from us in Venice after he killed Aziz. But he or she must be in the train again. So I think we are continuing to go and interrogate people, yes. We are starting with Michelle, Countess Adreni, interrogate Mr. Mori, Forscher, and Nielsen. And that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully I'm a little bit more in the game at the moment than I was yesterday, or actually early today. Anyways, I digress. Let's go find some mustaches. If we can. I'll start from the end. I think there are 2 mustaches to be found. I'm guessing we are not... Well, we are talking to one person at least, so there's that. But other than that, I guess... There's no need to interact with anyone. Wait, 105?
There's more to the story.
I'll let her rest, if she can.
Please let me continue.
She's on the phone.
I take full responsibility.
I don't need Detective Locke for the moment.
Sir, let me explain.
She's on the phone.
Why does it sound like she's gonna get fired? To be completely honest. Anything happening in toilet? Probably nothing. So I have no idea how long these, well, episodes are going to be. Venice wasn't that long after all, but wait, why did I come back here? Good start, good start. But of course it depends what kind of puzzles we do have and how I manage to deal with them. Let's go and talk at Renee. If we can, if she wants to talk to us. Okay, she's definitely... Ooh.
Another delightful trophy for my collection.
Yes, more mustache. We already checked that, and we already dealt with that.
Doctor, I need to question Countess Andreni.
I'm afraid that won't be possible, Mr. Poirot. The Countess had an anxiety attack when we arrived in Venice. She was terrified the police would come for her and her husband, despite how you concluded your investigation. I had to give her a sedative. She has been sleeping since.
You have stayed with her all the time we were in Venice?
Count Andreni begged me to watch over her. I have not left this room.
You're the reason she's in this state.
Book voted
Nope.
to absolve you all.
I accepted his verdict.
I told her. I tried to reason with her. What she has already suffered, the strain of these last few days, it was too much.
I understand, Count. It's quite all right. I have the answers I came for.
Well, obviously she's not the culprit then. Well, I'm trusting Doctor on this matter, and well, although it could have been quite an interesting turn of events that she's the actual murderer, well, she could be, but I don't think she is. So, hello, Michel.
Ah, Michel, I have a few more questions to ask you, if you will allow me.
Anything, Monsieur Poirot. We are in your debt.
Because I'm fairly certain it's one of the 3. Forscher, Jensen, what, and Mori, I don't know. Venice.
Please tell me your movements when we were stopped at Venice Station.
Once the compartments were cleaned and the linen refreshed, I stayed in my quarters.
Did you notice anything special? Comings and goings?
Monsieur Book had asked everyone to stay in their compartments. I would occasionally walk the train to ensure everyone was comfortable.
Oh,
I saw Monsieur Maury was all alone loading his crates of provisions. A great chef like that, reduced to petty labor, I would have helped him. But Monsieur Brooke had ordered me not to leave the train for any reason. So, Monsieur Maury was forced to labor alone.
Interesting. That could point towards a possibility that Maury is not the murderer. Not saying he still couldn't be, but still. Timeline of Ratchet's murder night.
Let us review the actual timeline of the night of Ratchet's murder, not the one manufactured to hide your crime.
I left the train in Winkowski for a smoke. Then I resumed my post. That was the truth. The train departed on schedule. But then, of course, an avalanche of snow blocked the tracks. At 12:45, Madame Hubbard and I met in her compartment to discuss how to adapt our plan.
Due to the snow and Poirot.
The little play we had staged for you had to be rewritten. I left her compartment at approximately 1:15.
Then the curtain went up. Calls in the night, the red kimono, all for my benefit.
And all for nothing, as it turned out.
Do not blame yourself, Michel. I am the theater critic no playwright wants to see in the audience.
Yes, Poirot, you magnificent bastard. Anyways. So we are missing one mustache, if I remember correctly. So it would seem that there are two most likely subjects. But again... Wait, wrong place. Now I opened the bloody inventory I was going for here. Yeah. Nielsen. Jensen. Oh, I was oh no, Deus Ex. Yes, I guess it came from there. I was thinking some Sen, but it was Jensen, not... It's Nielsen, not Jensen, yes. And Mr. Fosher and Maury. So it would almost point towards one of these, or both of them. But we will see, we will see. Wait, what was the chapter we are in at the moment? I'm fairly certain this would be number 10. So there would be this plus this plus 3 left. Again, I can't speak. Nothing new there. Interesting, you play piano. Before we talk to you, I'll check.
None of these come close to the wounds on either body.
And let's be honest, why would you use these? But it's of course always good to check. So let's talk to
You
you.
play well. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Thank you. Many years of piano lessons thanks to my mother. I try to play in a few clubs in Paris when I get the chance, but as you can see, it hasn't made me rich. What can I do for you?
Conversation only.
Only. Night of the Ratchet's murder timeline.
Tell me again about your poker game the night of the murder.
It's a regular game to help relax after a long day. Let's see, we started around 11 p.m. We took a short break in Winkowski, Hotaru, Pierre and I. The game finished up around 2 a.m. We'd all had quite a bit to drink. Ah, yes, I left for about 10 minutes to refrigerate champagne for the next day. That must have been around 1 a.m.
Away for 10 minutes. Yeah. Interesting. Everybody took a break on Winkowski. So, yeah. See your knives.
May I see your knives?
Of course. They are here.
If you don't mind.
Help yourself. They are under the bar counter.
Okay. And what did you do in Venice?
Tell me about your time in Venice.
I had Monsieur Book's permission to see my sister. She lives in Marghera, just outside of Venice. She had a baby a few weeks ago. This was my first chance to meet my new nephew.
Monsieur Book gave you permission?
Yes, you can ask him.
Most assuredly, I will. What time did you leave and when did you return?
I left around 9:10 p.m. I was back by 10:45 p.m. When I got back, Hotaru was in a lot of pain. I gave him a back massage.
That would have been enough time to kill Monsieur Wadi and return to the train.
Indeed. Back pain for Hotaru. Maybe because of carrying stuff. Makes sense. Or running away. Yeah, we checked these already, so there's no point to do that. And nothing, no mustaches laying about. Nope. Maybe. Hopefully. Nope. And of course we are going to ask about that seeing his sister.
You told Fauché he could go into Venice?
Marghera, actually. Not so far away. It was his only chance to see his sister. He's been working every train for weeks. There is never time to see the new baby.
Enough, Book. Your heart does you credit, but your common sense, it...
I know. But it's fine. Isn't it? He did come back.
Oh, it's fine, as you say. Unless he saw the baby, then killed someone else and returned to the train.
But that's monstrous.
Murder is always monstrous, my friend.
Is it, Poirot? Is it really? If it's always monstrous, so what about the 12 jury and executioners? If you have the possibility to check the Sushi version of Murder on the Orient Express, there is actually a little problems by his Poirot with these things. What is that? Afferrano.
Saffron. It must be worth a small fortune.
Ah, okay. We are not allowed to go there. And you do have quite a lot of knives, I presume.
Good evening, Monsieur Mori. May I have a moment of your time? I have a few questions to ask you.
Of course, as long as you don't mind if dinner is ruined.
I promise to be as brief as possible.
But it wouldn't surprise me that we found out that one of his knives was used as a murder weapon, but he's not a murderer. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So, Night of the Ratchet's murder timeline. Although maybe you were basically drunk, made to drunk. Well, made seems like he was a force, but maybe suggested that he would take some drink. Yes.
Tell me about your poker game the night of the murder.
We started around 11 p.m. When John finished his shift, we played until around 2 a.m. From what I remember, it's a bit vague.
You played without a break.
Actually, we did break once for a smoke. John, Pierre, and I. When we stopped in Vinkovsky.
When was that?
Around midnight?
Okay. Again. Everybody took a break then. Okay. See you nice.
As you may know, I have solved the murder of Monsieur Ratchet.
That is a shame.
I beg your pardon?
The bastard sent my steak tartar back, telling John I was to burn it.
I will add it to the list of his crimes. One wound on Monsieur Ratchet's body was struck by a very sharp, thin-bladed knife. We haven't found it yet.
You think one of mine was used?
I'd like to have a look, if you don't mind.
In that drawer.
An impressive set of knives. But their blades are too wide to have been used for the crime.
Okay. That takes the edge of my thinking in there. What did you do in Venice?
What did you do while we were stopped in Venice?
With Freya's help, I loaded fresh produce for the next part of our journey. Then, you may not believe this, but my job requires a lot of physical labor. My back suffers. Fortunately, Jean has become quite adept at separating my vertebrae.
Okay. Okay. Let me check one thing. So Freya, do we have the Aziz in here? I don't. No, we don't have. So Freya helped you with the produce, but that was a bit vague. And Michelle only saw him loading the stuff at one point, so Freya wasn't all the time there. Maybe. Huh. Anyways. Poirot, your head. Did we just found a knife on the floor? Just like that. Yeah, we'll check that soon. But before that, I'll check the rooms. But I'm not gonna talk to Freya. Yep. Aha. Huh. Okay, let's get that missing. So, is there any mustaches lying about? I'm more interested about the mustaches than anything else. Not really, but I'm trying to do that. Feather.
A black feather. That reminds me of something.
The mask. The person in Venice had the mask, and I think there were feathers. If my dozy brain remembers correctly, it was black and white. So, what do we have here?
The box is secured by some sort of locking mechanism. The design is formed by 3 commas. What is the word in Japanese? Tamoe. And it's obviously missing a piece.
So we need to have that piece before we can open it. Okay, let's move forward. Well, yes, forward, I think forward. You are there. I'll check the surroundings first. Okay, we have them.
Another golden mustache to treasure.
We finally have that. With a new fresh paper. So I can mark. Well, I can use this. Freya.
Good evening, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I talk to you for a moment?
Of course, Mr. Poirot. I'm not going to bed right away.
Night of the Ratchet's murder
Can
timeline.
you tell me exactly about your poker game, the night of the murder?
We started around 11 p.m. In Vinkovsky, we took a short break. Hotaru and Pierre went outside to smoke. Oh, and Hotaru got sick around a few minutes past 1 a.m. 1:10 a.m. maybe? He spent about 15 minutes in the bathroom, but he didn't want to quit on a losing streak.
Did his luck improve?
No, so we played to around 2 a.m. He lost every hand.
Okay. So Hotaru was away for a few minutes. Oh, interesting. And they played till 2. So far, so good. So you were by yourself when they were on the break and taking a smoke break. Okay, see your knives.
Dr. Constantine found a stab wound on Ratchet's body that was caused by a much thinner and sharper blade than the others.
Possibly a chef's knife?
My thought precisely.
And you'd like to see my knives?
If you wouldn't mind.
I would gladly show you if I had any, but I don't. I use the regular kitchen knives. You may search if you don't believe me.
I see.
All the knives the staff use are in the kitchen or in the lounge, except...
Except
Hotaru prefers to use his own.
Monsieur Mori doesn't use the kitchen knives?
Not usually. I know he keeps a set of traditional Japanese knives in a box in his room. He doesn't let anyone else use them. Although now that I think of it, he has been using the kitchen knives lately.
Highly suspicious. And what did you do in Venice?
Can you tell me your movements while we were stopped in Venice?
That'll be easy. I didn't move much at all. Let's see. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
Okay. But at that time, you don't have any idea where Hotaru was. If we're believing her testimony.
I've talked to everyone, but some elements of the testimonies do not seem to correspond. I need to recheck a few things.
Yes, check the knives. Check the knives, obviously. Confronting train staff alibis for the murder. Select 2 elements that give the staff an alibi for the time of the murder. Well, that is at least true. Was not watching the hallway 12:45 to 1:15 a.m. Mr. Mori vomited around 1:10. Miss Nielsen does not smoke. Mr. Faucher refrigerated the champagne at 12:55. Mr. Michel entered Mrs. Hubbard's room 12:45 to a.m. to 1:15. The problem is, well, that's just possibility. This removes, well, she was inside the train. I don't really know. I'm a little at a loss. Would you say that this is an alibi?
I must admit I'm not right this time.
No. I was more thinking that he probably would have heard. No, wrong.
Poirot, that is not a good answer.
I was thinking to take that smoking off. We are probably testing all of these. But how is that? But the question is, select 2 elements that give the staff an alibi for the time of the murder. And obviously, Miss Nielsen doesn't have an alibi at the time of the murder because she was alone. So I was thinking taking that smoking all the time, but basically that is a one part that doesn't give an alibi to anyone. If she smokes, then that would be an alibi because she would be with the 3 others smoking. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying that the question is a little bit off, at least for my thinking, because my objective is to choose things that give an alibi. Well, anyways. And we are continuing, of course. Honestly, this is going to be just a guesswork.
No,
Nope.
not good.
Wait, 12:45 to 1:15. Mr. Murray reported the train at 1:10 a.m. when Pierre Michel was not watching the corridor. Yes. Then, is it these then? Mr. Faucheux boarded the train 12:55 a.m. when Pierre Michel was not watching the corridor.
Any of the 3 staff members had the opportunity to kill Ratchet when Monsieur Michel wasn't watching the hallway.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Basically, the question is, did they should have been something like that? Did they have an alibi? Something that contradicts basically what we already knew, what they were saying, and I do need to avoid saying basically, is that they all had an opportunity at one point of a time to go and stab the bastard. So the way the question was put forth and the things I need to choose is a bit of odds. Okay, but anyways, let's go and find the knives now that we dealt with that. And of course we're gonna... If they don't have alibis, that's the point. Everybody had a time and opportunity to do the stabbing. Well, Mr. Murray, I need to see your real knives. Well, apparently not. Right. So we are not asking, we probably should open it by ourselves. But the question is, how do we do that? Ah, now I'm allowed to interact with this. Okay. Wait, is this... Oh, bloody hell. We have these sides and then probably something... Where have I done this before? I think it was another Acupur game where I actually did this. Okay, we can't move that. Now we can move that. Huh? the view is a bit of problematic. Can I... So this is not moving. Yeah, I don't really enjoy the movement. It's a bit problematic with the mouse. Ah, sorry. Now I can do it. I was stupid. Maybe because I didn't hit. Yeah, the problem is I need to be in a precise location to be able to open this. Do you want to move this? I don't know. Oh. Ah. I see. So do I want to move this? But if I move this, then I can't move... Well, I can move this.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
Hmm. How far I can move these parts? Ah, I mean, probably these parts too. So I can move this over here. And this over here. But should I be able to move them over there? Hmm. Yeah, you can actually rotate the puzzle, but you have to be in precise... Well, click on precise location, so... I'm gonna put this back here. No, please rotate the... Now it works. Because I'm thinking I need to do it a bit differently than I originally thought. Maybe. So I have to get this back on the start. Wait, what is blocking now? Nope. Ah. Now, if I want this to be here, then these have to go there and vice versa. So, how would I go about with that? No, these won't move here at all. Nope. Turn. Oh, this is blocked by the lower one, okay. No, please. Thank you. Ah. Maybe I just opened like so. Then I can move this here. Ah, I see, I see. So these would be guidance things, probably. So you stay there. You could go a little bit... Maybe. I don't know. Now let's... Ah. Nope. 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 No, thank you. You're not moving. Why? What is blocking you? No. Maybe this is not... Okay, so far so good. Now we can move this. So we can move this. But the question is, where do I want to move? Okay, that worked.
An object that looks like a broken comma. It must be part of something else.
Come on, Poirot, we already know it's for the other thingy, which is on the table. Yeah, the problem was the turning, that sometimes it kept these pieces selected and it didn't turn around. That's why I thought originally that I couldn't rotate the picture, but yeah. My bad. Now we have this, so what are we going to do now? Well, just rotate. Voila. Of course, I'm gonna check all these knives.
Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Just to be certain.
Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Okay, are you gonna say all the time that sushi knives?
Sushi knives, razor sharp.
But not a sushi knife.
Potteria Venezia.
Well, isn't that interesting? Well, let's check the last one. So we can hear one more time.
Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Well, basically you can see it's different from the handle. Now, we might as well go and check Freya first, because she's right over here. Hello. Let's see how the confrontation goes with you then. Venice alibi.
Remind me of what you did when the train stopped in Venice.
No problem. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier, without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
What's it? Now the question is, Hotaru said something. She's saying all the food, but Hotaru said fresh produce. Is that a lie or not? I'll try that first.
Mademoiselle, I believe you're hiding the truth from me.
What makes you say that?
Well, Mr. Michel also said that he didn't see anyone helping. But I'll go with the Mori.
Monsieur Mori was loading crates of food on the train.
Yes, I helped him. You can ask him yourself.
It's true. Monsieur Mori told me that Miss Nielsen did help him.
Yeah, so it's not that. It's Michelle.
Michel saw Monsieur Mori carrying the crates of food alone. You weren't on the platform.
I did help Hataru.
The entire time? He carried so many crates, his back was sore.
Ah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm guilty. I did leave him before we were finished. But I had to. There was no saffron he needed for a recipe. I volunteered to go into Venice and get him some.
Ah.
The Rialto market would be open late because of the carnival. He gave me money. I knew we weren't supposed to leave the train, but I only wanted to help. Mr. Mori can confirm this. Ask him. I saved dinner.
Oh, on behalf of my palate, I thank you. How long were you gone?
I left at 9:10 p.m. and was back with the saffron around 11. That's when I called my supplier for the items I was missing.
Okay.
Miss Nielsen had almost 2 hours to buy the saffron, find a costume, kill Monsieur Wadi, elude Detective Locke, and make it back to the train for that phone call. Yes, it's possible that was enough time. Thank you, Mademoiselle Nielsen. That is all for now.
Sorry again, Mr. Poirot. I hope you enjoy tonight's dessert.
Well, of course, yeah, fresh produce, but how did the Mori actually said that? Helped with some of the butter. It's interesting that he didn't point out that Freya wasn't all the time with him. But anyways. And again, so we have maybe a situation, well, I don't know, maybe again, the knife situation is still on the table, that somebody's borrowed Hotaru's knives, or maybe not. But let's start with you. And there's the saffron, yes. The knife box.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Mori, but haven't you forgotten something? You haven't told me about the knives hidden in your room.
Ha! Yes, indeed. I forgot to tell you about those. They are my personal knives. I only use these knives. There are none better. I bought them all in Japan. No one is allowed to touch them except me.
Okay, wait a minute, I'm making a little note here. So, which one of these sentences got a lie? They are my personal, yes, that's a true. I only use these knives, they are none better. Well, that's basically not true. I bought them all in Japan. Well, most of them, except the one. That's a lie. No one is allowed to touch them except me. Well, the problem is... this is a lie, according to Freya. Although, this is too... well, this is probably truth because... yeah, let's go with this.
I have no way to prove he's lying.
Okay.
I'm afraid you are better at sushi than lying.
What? What do you mean?
Coltelleria Venezia.
One of the knives has an inscription, Coltelleria Venezia. Did you happen to go shopping tonight, monsieur?
Damn you, Poirot. Very well. One of my sushi knives has been missing since the night of the murder. I thought you were going to believe I killed Ratchet. He routinely sent back my dishes to be ruined. Why does God give rich people the money to afford the best cuisine, but not the palate to appreciate it? I panicked. I know a very good store in Venice. I went to buy a knife to replace the one that had gone missing. So, I wouldn't be accused. I assure you that I had nothing to do with any murders.
I would have an easier time believing you, monsieur, if you put that knife down.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
What time did you leave on your little shopping trip?
I left around 9:30 p.m. I was back a little after 11. 11:15 p.m.
Time enough to stab Monsieur Wadi and return.
Very well, Monsieur Maury. That's all for now. If I have another question...
I'll be right here, cooking.
So basically every one of these three persons could have been the killer so far. I was thinking that Miss Nielsen's testimony that she said Maury hasn't been using them lately would, well, okay. I was thinking it incorrectly then. Yes. Who doesn't have an alibi for the murder of Mr. Wadi?
That was easy.
All the time when the game asks those questions like that, who doesn't have an alibi, because we basically just ascertained quite clearly that neither of the three person, why was, maybe it was a little overkill, but at least we know that these three people didn't have an alibi, which is, well, we already could have guessed that after we ascertained that Adreni had an alibi, although, well, wait, what was the room? 2 something. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Wait, no, that was Adreni's room, yes. And again, we can't really run, so there's that. We just need to hobble. Whatever. Hobble around.
What have you been doing, Poirot? I am completely in the dark.
I will shine some light on the situation, my friend. I have 3 new suspects who could have killed Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Fauché, and Monsieur Maury. They all had periods of time during both murders to commit the deed, and their alibis are weak. A visit to family, and not 1, but 2 shopping trips.
But... all are my employees.
Alas, yes, my dear Book. But we have no proof against any of them. None of the 3 appears to have any motive whatsoever.
But this is a tragedy.
Do not give up hope. We will catch this murderer. There is still one place that may hold the evidence we need.
Geneva.
Exact.
Do not give up hope? Well, that's easy for you to say. But what if it's Freya? What becomes of dessert? If it's Sotaru, who will cook? Me? And the worst, if it's Jean, who will serve the drinks?
I've been checking up on the Banque du Lac. I had to confirm my identity for Interpol, so they contacted my captain at the Berkshire Police.
I suspect he was not pleased.
That my vacation was actually an unofficial investigation? I'll say.
I would be happy to speak to him on your behalf.
Thank you, but he'll get over it. It's a chance to close the books on the Armstrong kidnapping. He stopped yelling, asked for a report, then granted me an extra week.
Excellent. What did you learn from Interpol about the Banque du Lac?
It's had a bad reputation for over a century. Customers have included the mafia, Nazis, corporate swindlers of every description, even heads of state.
It is true, this. It is the worst kept secret in banking. They take advantage of the bank's strict policy of protecting the anonymity of its clients. This is in defiance of many laws from multiple countries, including Switzerland itself. Of course, I have never taken advantage of such a corrupt system.
That goes without saying, my friend.
There are ongoing investigations, subpoenas, court orders. The bank will eventually have to comply, or its assets may be seized. But until then, it still thrives, thanks to its wealthy and powerful clients.
It sounds perfect for the late Monsieur Ratchet. Do you have any ideas?
The serial numbers from some of the bills match those from the Armstrong kidnapping. We agreed in Venice that the bulk of the money must still be physically in the bank's vault.
I concur, Detective Locke. Exemplary work. So, our next task is clear. We need to get into Ratchet's safety deposit box.
There'll be codes, passwords.
And Monsieur Wadi would, of course, have known them all. The bag of money he carried is proof of that.
We'll need to find information about Ratchet's box in Wadi's office at the bank.
Most assuredly, but remember the secrecy involved. I doubt his office will contain all we need. Where else must we dig?
Oh, you're asking me, where can I find information on Ratchet's safety deposit box? Of course, internet. Ratchet's diary, ask for Mr. McQueen, Mr. Wadi's apartment. Wadi's apartment, I guess.
That's the right answer.
Mr. Wadi couldn't keep all of his secrets at the bank. Hopefully we'll find something in his apartment. We already have his address thanks to his passport, and his keys we retrieved from his body.
The train stops in Lausanne at 8 a.m. But that's far from Geneva. I can delay the departure until 11 a.m. No later. The police are expecting us in Paris by the end of the afternoon at the latest. They won't tolerate any delay.
The bank doesn't open until 9. I can see only one way that gives us a chance to be on time.
Taxi? Boat. Taxi? Boat. Taxi?
Let's take a taxi. I checked a map. It should take us less than an hour to get to Geneva from Lausanne, which leaves us just enough time to access that safety deposit box. We have no choice if we want to be back to the train by 11 a.m.
Separately?
The best thing is to separate. One of us searches his apartment, the other searches his office. To access the safety deposit box, we need to find the key, the box number, and the passcode.
Suppose you find all this. How do you plan to get into the vault?
I don't think that works. Ratchet.
We are going to use the bank's anonymity policy to our advantage.
And the quickest way is for you to impersonate Ratchet.
I would rather impersonate Jack the Ripper, but in the interest of justice, I will do it.
We need to find the account number.
Along with everything else.
I will say I want access to the vault. They don't ask for papers or even names. The vault information is enough.
I'm not hearing any of this. I run a train company. I don't rob banks.
Perfect. Let's recap the plan.
Okay, put the steps. Why do I? Okay, this is a bit more a filler. We go by taxi. Yes. We separate. Office and apartment to find information Ratchet's safe. And meet up at the bank. Pretend to be Ratchet and safety deposit box. I hope this is correct. Yes, it is correct.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
To sum up, we're going by taxi to Geneva. Then we'll split up. You're going to search Mr. Wadi's apartment. I'll search the office at the bank. When we have all the information we need, you pretend to be Ratchet, and we can finally find out what Ratchet is keeping hidden in his safety deposit box.
It sounds impossible.
Not for Detective Joanna Locke and Hercule Poirot.
We should get some rest.
You are right, Detective. We face our greatest challenge tomorrow. Together.
Okay. So time to go Well, not well, rob a bank. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Nine o'clock. Our driver did well. It took barely an hour to get here from Lausanne.
But we must conclude our business in 1 hour as well. Book can only hold the train until 11 o'clock.
1 hour to find the key of Ratchet's safety deposit box, the box number, and its passcode. A lot to ask.
Indeed, which is why we must split our forces. I will take the cab to Monsieur Wadi's address. You must search his office.
I have you on speed dial. And thank you, Mr. Poirot.
For what, mademoiselle?
For trusting me.
Well, why wouldn't I trust you after all? So we are starting with her. Yes. Wait. Wait. Cornucopia. Well, this looks lovely. Anyways, I'll take a quick break, get something to drink, and after that, we are continuing. And see if we can rob the bank, indeed. So, be right back. Okay. Let's continue and see what we can find from here. At least we can run. Oh, by the way, how many mustaches we need to find? 3. Well, if we find them, we will find them. If not, then there it is. But of course I need to run around and try to see if I can find them. Security, yes. Nothing behind the flower pot. Oh.
The door is closed. Probably leads to the offices of bank executives.
Wait, where are we? We are inside the bank. Why are we inside the bank? I thought we were supposed to go... Oh. Meeting Mr. Wadi.
You there. I have an appointment with Mr. Wadi.
Let me check. I'm sorry, I don't see any appointments this morning at all. Mr. Wadi hasn't even arrived yet. Although he should be here by now.
Well, let's go with our name.
I'm Joanna Locke. I made an appointment with Mr. Wadi 2 weeks ago.
Madam, please. You must know in the Banque du Lac, all accounts are anonymous. Unfortunately, I cannot verify your identity.
Then you will forget I mentioned my name.
I already have.
Good. I'll wait in Mr. Wadi's office. I can't stand out here in public. If someone should recognize me, you understand?
Oh yes, of course.
Ah.
I'm sure Mr. Wadi will be here shortly. I can send him right in when he arrives. His office is this way.
Oh, right. His office is inside the bank, of course. Yes. Silly me. You're sliding a little bit. But that's okay. I somehow thought that the office would be somewhere else, but I was mistaken, of course.
I can't understand where Mr. Wadi might be.
You're right. I don't have much time at all.
Oh, that's a painting.
Time is not on my side.
Okay, let's hope this is not timed. With my luck, it will be. We got a computer, pictures, interesting tower, book, and art. Yes. Anything inside? Yeah.
It's closed.
It's closed indeed. Indeed. I'm starting to annoy myself. Anything here?
Locked.
So we don't have a key apparently.
I need the password. Maybe Poirot can help me.
Okay, we need a passport. Passport. Password. 2018? Is it
I'm taking a picture of it. I'll send it to Poirot. It might be useful to him.
fine. So what else? We can check this.
A souvenir Tower of Babel. Makes sense. We know that Mr. Wadi is from Iraq, and the ancient tower is said to have been built there.
Question is, what do I want to achieve? Huh. I have no idea. That looks like an eye. Maybe I need something to... I'm fairly certain that I need something to... Or do I? Huh? So... Let's check that later.
Alice in Wonderland. Again. Mr. Wadi seems to have really liked this book.
Okay, so... This will be part, of course, some kind of a puzzle. Miss Mind Map. Call Mr. Poirot. Okay. So... How do I call? Ah, Q. Sorry.
I managed to get into Wadi's office. I did a quick preliminary search. Everything is locked, including his computer. All I could find was a photo with a date on it. I just sent it to you. Maybe you can use it.
Thank you. That might help. I've just arrived at the apartment. I'll call you when I find something.
As quick as you can. I can't stay here long.
Okay, more paper so I can make notes. What is apartment? Do I have the keys? Do I have a number in it? No. So might as well. Hoff. Meyer.
This is definitely
No.
not Monsieur Wadi's apartment. This is definitely not Monsieur Wadi's apartment.
Wait, what? Bear. Okay.
Ah, here we are. Let's see if the key I picked up in Monsieur Wadi's luggage in Venice will open his door.
Well, that would be interesting point that if it didn't open, then what will we do?
Great.
Okay. Great. In we go. So, let's start from the right side. I'm not calling anyone at the moment. Nice toilet. Clean. Modernish. Stylish. Anything? Nope. Wait, how do you keep your toilet paper? Well, it's hard to say. Letter. Books. Dot. Computer, can I open this? I can. I'll try to be somewhat organized so I'm not touching those until I can... Oh, don't tell me there's a chess puzzle. With my luck there will be. Do I need to check this? Do I go and check the door?
Who are you? What are you doing in there?
I am Hercule Poirot. I am working with the police. You are Monsieur Wadi's neighbor?
Yes, next door. I heard a noise. I thought it was Mr. Wadi who had come home. I don't know him very well. A delivery man left a package for him with me.
Are you the guy from the picture?
You don't know your neighbor very well.
Yes, what of it?
Yes.
How is it that Monsieur Wadi has a picture of you on his desk? There is quite a family resemblance. You wouldn't be his brother by any chance?
Why are you going through his things?
As I told you, I am working with the police.
All right, yes. I'm his brother, Mehdi Wadi. Do you know where he is?
I am very sorry, sir, but I have some terrible news for you. Your brother has been murdered. You have my sincere condolences.
Oh no. Aziz, my wife, my son, their hearts will break. Everything he did was for his family. He brought us here from Iraq to give my son a better future. We can't go back. You won't. You won't.
Do not fret, Monsieur Wadi. I do not want to cause trouble for you and your family. I am here to catch his murderer. When did you last see your brother?
2 days ago. He was on his way to Venice. It was not a journey he was looking forward to. I knew something was wrong, but he promised all would be well soon. My son will be heartbroken. Aziz made a point of reading to Fadi every night so he could learn English. We hope to legally emigrate there one day.
Your son, Fadi. What did Monsieur Wadi read to him?
His favorite book is Alice in Wonderland. The nonsense of it all. Why?
It is the answer to a question I had. I believe your brother was a good man, forced for some reason to keep secrets, and that got him killed.
Sir, there is something else. Aziz left me a letter to open if anything should happen to him.
Could you show it to me?
Yes, I will get it.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't do anything except stare at that guy's mouth because you see more gums than the teeth at times. Okay. Brother, a man named Ratchet found me at the bank. He threatened to kill you and your family to force me to do illegal things. Mehdi, if I die violently, this man will be responsible. Send an anonymous message to the police. Tell them of his safety deposit box in the Bank du Lac. His bank account number is 82664. They will know what to do. Goodbye, my brother. Give my love to Aisha and Fadi. I wish you all a good life.
It all makes sense. It's horrific. But to Ratchet, it would be just business as usual. At least I have Ratchet's account number, 82664.
Anything else? No.
Thank you for giving me this letter. Let me assure you, the man Ratchet cannot harm you. He was killed before your brother was.
Really? Who did it? The one you say hunted Ratchet?
Yes, without a doubt. I promise you I will find them.
Sir, we have no papers. The police...
Your secret is safe with me, monsieur.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, I must go to my wife and son. Tonight, I will read to Fadi from Alice in Wonderland, and we will remember my brother.
I need to notify Mademoiselle Locke that I have Ratchet's bank account number.
Yes, but I still want to check few things before we do that. Okay, let's go with the letter. Meet me in Venice on December 18th at 10 p.m. Confirm the appointment by sending me a postcard with the meeting place. Bring me 50 bundles, the Italian passport, and the red glasses. As usual, I have changed the passcode. The new one is Look in the old edition of 1865 on pages 88, 91. Come on, give me the, come on, paper. 88, 91, 94, 96, and 98. I'm guessing those are page numbers. Old edition. R.
The key to the password is close. I can feel it.
Okay, fine, fine. We have books here. Chapter 7, The Mad Tea Party, 88. There's number 3. 89, 90, 91. Taking a watch out this boat. It was looking at it like, ooh. Well, 91 is something we can't really read. At least not from this book. So 94. 9. I'm guessing 96 will not be found. 90. I guess wrong. Then that's the 6 then. 98. Wait. So 96, 97, 98. No number there. Yes. So we have another book somewhere. Probably in the office. Anything else we can find? A dart. Interesting.
A dart. A familiar projectile found in any pub in England.
Okay, good to have that. I'm guessing it will be useful. I was checking. So, one is missing from here.
I think this belongs here.
We have letters, we have numbers. But we don't know what we are gonna do with that. Computer, which is probably your
This computer won't give up its secrets easily.
Oh no.
A Swiss and Arabic keyboard.
Okay. Well, let's check once more.
This computer won't give up.
Okay. At the moment, we are not using it. Then we have this chess, which we were checking around before we were interrupted.
A bizarre endgame to be sure, but I suspect checkmate is possible for white in 3 moves. Let's see.
Oh. Okay, so that is something I need to send back. Okay, good to know. Good to know. This seems... I have seen those forms. Tower of Babel.
That may be useful to
Oh.
Mademoiselle Locke or me. I'll take a photo.
I guess that gives us the forms for the Tower of Babel. Maybe. Maybe. Unless I'm completely mistaken. Anything in here now? We can't open that. Cuckoo.
Staring at the clock won't help. Wow.
No, it won't help. Right.
This could be the password to Monsieur Wadi's office computer. He must change it every month. It seems to have a logical sequence, but I need to find the one for December.
I'm bad at this. And then the simple password by deducing it from the previous passwords. I'm really bad at these. So what am I? So we need to get 4 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Difference is. Question is, do I need to go with these or like so? This might take a while. Difference is 3, difference is 4. 3, 4, 1. 7. Let's see. That would be 4. That would be 2. 4. No. I'm really bad at these. And we have to consider that the month could play in this too. Right. Password for December. Do I need to worry about these at all or not? They seem the same, but how do they work with this? So I don't see let me see. I don't see anything. I don't think these are combined. I'm assuming these are not in the equation. It's probably easier. Wait. Uh, 7, 8. 0, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 0, 5. So they are working diagonally. Now, now my brains are freezing out. So they're working diagonally. The question is it this next number 1 or... Wait. This could be... I'm trying to 1 0 1 2 1 2 3 4. So last would be 5. 5. So would that make a second to last 3? 9. Third last. So would it be 9 1 9 3 5?
I do not think that's the right answer.
Okay, wait. I'm fairly certain that's what I... One, two, three, 4. 0, 1, 2. So bloody hell. What would it be then? What am I... What am I missing then? Wait a minute. 4, 5, 6. Six is here. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. What am I missing? Oh, I'm mixing my lines here. So as you can see, we have 5 here, then we have 6 here. When we have 9 here, we have 0 here. When we have 9 here, we have 0 here. This is the last number. So I have the right numbers, but I have them in the wrong order. So that would be 5 first. So let's see. 5 first. And now this would be the last one. So 3 is the last one. 9 is the second last one. So 1 would be the second. So yes, I had the right numbers in the wrong order. Bloody hell. I would say that this would be much easier to see when you write them down on a notepad, which I probably should have done. Just the numbers. Because obviously it's made this, so it's harder to see, but once you see it, you can see it, yes. So I hope this is correct, or else I'm quite fool. 5, 1, 9, 3.
If that's the password to the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office, we still need to translate the Arabic characters.
Oh no.
And there weren't any Arabic characters on the office computer's keyboard. We need to find out which keys these Arabic characters correspond to on a Swiss keyboard with its Latin characters like the one in Monsieur Wadi's office. Et voilà.
Well, my brains are hurting. I'm not good with those puzzles usually, most of the time, almost all the time. So, did we...
This keyboard should help me translate this code.
Oh. Right. Find the letters corresponding to those the Arabic keyboard. So... Wait. That would be then R. If I understood correctly. Then we have that. And that would be A. And then we have... Well, I'm thinking as that as a rabbit. It seems like maybe because we had the follow the white rabbit thingy. And Lewis Carroll and whatnot. Now my eyes are not working at all. Well, no, that's not it. It's this P. Then maybe... Well, I guess it's this one. So F. And then we have E. I at least hope so.
Arabic is read from right to left, so the password must surely be read that way too. With any luck, this will unlock the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office. Let me text it to Miss Locke.
Okay, so...
My little grey cells did not let me down.
Hopefully I can see that once more, because of course I can't bloody well remember. I think we've done so far quite a lot of it here. So
the peculiar habit some people have of displaying things on the door of their refrigerator. I've just sent a photo to you in case it might help you.
Thank you.
I texted Ratchet's account number to you.
Wonderful.
Did you receive my text? This must be the password to Mr. Wadi's computer.
I have it. Thank you.
Wait a minute. Marking here. Okay, so let's start with this. I'm fairly certain. Well, I can't check the information. We need to go here. So what do we have here? I'll make a quick marking of those so I don't have to remember them at all. Window. Box. Eyes. Box. So if I'm correct, we are able to oh, this was correct already. Then we have that box over there and two box over here. So do I am I correct? Huh. I'm fairly certain these are correct. What about this? Okay. So my window, well, one of them was it. Oh, it's not open enough. We got a key.
A key. I wonder if it will fit the desk drawer.
Well, we will find out. Now, is this a book we could use to decipher the missing pages? 88 is 3, yes. And 91 would be 4th. 94 should be then 9. And indeed it is. So far so good. 96 should be 6. Wait. No, 6 is in 95 in this version. Interesting. So that would be the missing number then. Maybe. Of course I can always. Yeah, it's almost got to be. Wait, what was 2 feet high? Oh. Yeah. Well, this is getting interesting. How should I deal with this? We have 2 and 3 in here. But 91 is correct. Well, we'll go with these for now. Let's open the drawer. What do we find from here? Pencil? Are we doing the old pencil trick? There is a markings, yes. Come on.
Those indentations are from the sheet of the notepad that was on top. This is great. All those mystery movies I watched as a kid. I know what to do.
We all know. So...
Those indentations are from the sheet of the notepad that was on top. This is great. All those mystery movies I watched as a kid. I know what to do.
Yep. Acknowledge the picture, please. Why are you not...
Those indentations are from the... This is great.
Okay, so do I need to...
I'll send a picture of this to Poirot.
Okay, now it worked. That could go with the chessboard, maybe. Okay. So where is our... Wait a minute. Didn't you send me the password? Honestly, I need the password. I can't remember it. So account number, computer password. I'll copy the... I hope that is already... It is. So it's... Come on. type, please. E3 F9 P1 A5 R. Okay. Wait, what is this? Safety deposit box password. Now choose the right move to make in the situation above. So, wait, what? C6?
Okay.
C7?
No.
No.
I did something wrong.
Wait, what? Choose the right move to... Wait, what? Oh! I... Okay, I thought that would be weird if the blue thing would show us the correct way to position, but I didn't realize when I'm hovering this that it shows. Let me check. If indeed, if I move the queen left, the king could move vertically. But can I get... I can get my horse. But why wouldn't I want to do this? I don't know. Well, basically because we're not threatening the king at the moment at all. If I move the queen to the b8, king could eat it.
Nice.
C8. Now... Yes. Oh. And... C7.
Excellent. That's it. No rookie mistake there.
Well, there was one because I wasn't thinking at all. Anyways, now we can open the computer. So E3 F9 E1 A5R. Account number 82664.
The number of Ratchet's safety deposit box. At last. I should let Mr. Poirot know.
Wait a minute. So account blah blah blah. Safe is, or where do I write? I don't know. Let's do this again. Safe is 4346. Okay.
I sent you a photo of doodles I found on a notepad. I hope it can help you.
I hope so as well.
I was able to access Mr. Waddy's computer. I have Ratchet's safety deposit box number.
Excellent.
Okay. Good to know. Do I need to do anything with this now? No, we don't need to do anything with this now. We have... I have to find Ratchet's passcode where there must be clues here. Checkmate done. Computer password. Now we have that weird formation. We're not using the computer. We can interact with that. And we have a cuckoo clock, which we can't interact anymore. So that would point towards... Well... How many numbers? The question is, what we will be using to deal with this? We have a few numbers. Nope. I wish I could jump straight in here. I'll have to make note of that marking. So right. So we have letters, we have numbers. Okay, what do I need to interact with? So we have that book over there. Do we have it? I'm guessing not, because I'm not quite certain. Check that. Anything over here? No.
Staring at the clock won't help, Poirot.
No, no. And can we? No. No, no, no.
Computer won't give up its...
Then we have back of the photo. Where are we using this? Huh.
Secret easily.
Huh. Come on. Is this tied to the... Wait a minute, wait a minute. Is that tied to the checkmate? Okay, we got the checkmate in 3 moves, but no. My... Let's see. What happens if I... can't remember. What am I actually doing? D8, A6. D8. A6. And what is the last one? D8, A6, and D5. Then the black ones are in A8, A7, and B7. A8, A7. I really should. Was it B8? B7. Yeah, I got bad memory with these. Oh, it actually worked. What the hell? So we have... So let's see. And voila. So we used basically this to the keyboard. Nice.
It looks like a safe key to me. We finally found it.
Whew. Okay. So are we basically done now? Get this off as well. I mean, now find some clues. Yes. I need to find information about a deposit box. Deposit box passcode. Record safe key. Yes. So, what else do we need to have? Ratchet safe number, Ratchet's account number, computer password. What do we do with this now? Wait. Safety deposit box password. Did I already have that? I got through. Oh, we have safe number. Oh, it's the numbers from the C.S. Lewis. So if I'm correct, which I probably am not, it's 3, 4, 9, 6, 2.
Ratchet's password. Here it is.
Et voilà.
So, time to go then. Time to go. And sorry, misclicked. I was supposed to press U.
Good news. I have found the key to Ratchet's safe.
Perfect.
I believe I have discovered Ratchet's safety deposit box passcode.
We're almost there. We're running out of time. Do we have everything?
I have the key to the safety deposit box.
I have the number of the box.
And we have the passcode. I'm on my way. Time to rob a bank.
Breaking and entering, robbing, safe, and whatnot.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I haven't heard from Monsieur Wadi. You'll have to reschedule with him.
This is quite annoying. I'll have to reschedule.
Absolutely. I hope I have been of service.
You have no idea.
Well, that worked nicely.
That was fast. We do this as planned?
Yes, I am Monsieur Ratchet. But with the bank's questionable policy, I do not expect anyone to ask.
Right. Absolute secrecy regarding their clients. The last Swiss bank of its kind.
Absolument. Okay, let's move on. And I have missed the mustaches, but I don't really care at this point. We have so many puzzles to deal with.
Madame, I still haven't heard from Mr. Waddy.
Well, we'll have to make do without him. Now that my friend is here, it's his box we want to access.
And the clock is ticking. I trust there is no problem.
No, no problem at all. May I have your safety deposit box number?
4346.
May I see your key?
Shoot a
Do
key.
you know your passcode?
Yes. Mademoiselle will be able to accompany me? No names, of course.
Of course. I'll open the door. Go down the stairs. The guard will accompany you.
I'm quite curious to see what we will find. My head hurts. Using too much brain is not good for me. Maybe I need something more.
Please leave your personal belongings in this bin and then go through the portal.
Easier game for the next time. Well, this puzzle's been okay. It's nothing too hard, but something that makes you think at least a little bit more.
I'll open it for you.
Thank you. Hello, Wall Dweller. Time to find the water chip. Now, jog off. Honestly, leave.
I'll insert my key when you're ready.
Oh, sorry. 4346. Wait. Oh. I probably want to 5758. 30, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. And here we
At
are.
last, we reach our goal.
Oh, I need to put the code in before he opens it. So 3, 4.
Now I will insert my key, if you allow.
Thank
Well.
you.
Insert the bloody key so we can get a move on. Well,
I'll
well.
be by the door should you need any assistance.
At last.
I suspect the effort will be worth it. This collection of various personal items. Do you know what they are, Detective Locke?
I do, Mr. Poirot. God help me, I do. Souvenirs. The trophies serial killers take from their victims to remind them of their kills. Ratchet wasn't just a kidnapper.
No, indeed. He was a monster.
Now, let's see what we have. Money, of course.
He knew the serial numbers on the banknotes could be traced. The rest of the Armstrong ransom money. The serial numbers match.
Yes. A ring. MC.
MC. The real journalist Michael Clark. Ratchet would have needed to kill him to assume his identity. He took this ring as his trophy.
A chain. Valentin.
Another victim.
Valentin. Interesting. I'll make a mark of it. Pearls.
Another trophy. A woman. We may never know her name. You were lucky, mademoiselle, when you met him at that cabin in the forest, alone.
How many victims do you think Wretched had?
Too many.
So there's no name, so we can't really know who she was. Cheers, Peter, mate.
Another trophy. We may never know how many people he killed.
Interesting lighter.
For every soul Ratchet claimed, even more are suffering. Diamonds.
A fortune. Crime does pay.
No, mademoiselle. This time it was the criminal who finally paid.
And key. Ah, that's Kill Bill.
I wonder who this keychain belonged to. Certainly not Ratchet.
There was definitely a kitten wagon, but the kitten was a little bit different word. But anyways.
The one on the left. Ratchet.
Whoever he is with, their friendship seems over.
The build. The hair. It could be Noah, his partner in Daisy's kidnapping.
It appears they had a falling out.
And the bracelet, which is probably here. Maybe.
Another bracelet. Another victim.
Another trophy.
Hmm.
And then there's the one that we already found, Suzanne's red glasses.
So
4 years of investigation. It's
who
all
had a
over.
bracelet?
I finally have the last piece of evidence that Ratchet was Daisy's kidnapper and murderer.
More than that, you have
Freya?
helped unmask a serial killer responsible for so many deaths.
But even with all this, we're no closer to solving Ratchet's murder.
On the contrary, mademoiselle, everything. It is coming together. Don't you agree, detective?
What?
The damaged photograph.
It could be Noah. You think Noah killed Ratchet for revenge?
The train.
What about the train?
I know how a killer could vanish without leaving a trace in the snow.
Wings?
Camouflage. The trophies.
Poirot? We have a train to catch.
Not just a train, Detective Locke. We have a murderer to catch.
Why do I remember that Freya had well, or am I mixing it up with somebody else? No, I'm not so certain. I think Freya has a bracelet, which we noticed when we were asking about
Poirot, enough! You
Desert.
have kept us in suspense ever since we left Lausanne.
Forgive me, my friend. Detective Locke and I needed the time to put the last pieces of the puzzle in their proper places.
I'll fill in where I can, but this is Mr. Poirot's show.
I confess I can't help, but I feel a certain déjà vu.
You are correct, Doctor. We have been here before. However, without you, we wouldn't have been able to reach the true conclusion of this story. My friends, your attention, please. I hope you have finished your dessert. You have every right to think the solution to the murder of Ratchet is a closed book. You are wrong. I, Poirot, admit that I was wrong. There is a final chapter.
What in bloody hell?
What does he mean? Perhaps if we are silent, Monsieur Poirot will explain.
Most of us naturally expect a journey by train to proceed in an orderly fashion from station to station. But this journey has gone off the rails. A comfortable journey, which should have been restful, turned out to be quite a challenge for my little gray cells. I beg your indulgence. I know it will be painful, but I must update you on the strange turn the Ratchet murder investigation has taken. I had two hypotheses, as you recall. A stranger boarded the train in Vinkovsky, killed Ratchet, and then exited the train unobserved. That was the first possibility. The second solution gave us 12 jurors who condemned Ratchet to death for the kidnapping and murder of Daisy Armstrong. My friend, Book, properly chose the first solution for the authorities. However, thanks to Dr. Constantine here, a 13th stab wound was discovered, throwing that solution into disarray. Moreover, the words of a witness called into question the chronology of the night of the murder upon which the first two solutions were based. Detective Locke?
Oh no, do I need to do something? I failed this again. Which witness to doubt upon the timeline of the night of the murder? Pierre Michel?
Michael admitted to having been absent several times during the night. His absence therefore gave multiple opportunities for a 13th murderer to slip into Ratchet's room before the other 12 jurors lined up to stab him.
You are saying the man Ratchet was when we...
Yes, you executed a man who was already dead. But there were other suspects that night.
Other suspects? Who?
They stand before you. Mr. Fauché, Mr. Maury, and Ms. Nielsen. And they all also had a hole in their stories about their movements that night. Mr. Poirot?
Most of you don't know it, but there was a second murder in Venice.
Mein Gott, another murder.
The victim was a man named Aziz Wadi, a banker in Geneva who was on the payroll of Ratchet. He looked after the money Ratchet obtained from the Armstrong ransom. Ratchet needed money and arranged to meet Mr. Wadi in Venice. One of these three knew about that money. Now, each of them had an alibi of a sort, but if any of their alibis was a lie, that person had time to murder Monsieur Wadi. Monsieur Fauché, Mademoiselle Nielsen, and Monsieur Maury. One of you murdered Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi.
Are you kidding? I pour drinks for our guests. I don't murder them.
It's nonsense.
You are accusing me because of my knives?
But why would one of my employees kill Ratchet?
Is Daisy's death the motive of the 13th murder? Well, I would say yes. But in a certain way.
Think, Joanna.
Oh, okay, no.
The killer's motive for killing Ratchet was revenge, but not for Daisy's death. The motive for Aziz Wadi's murder was also revenge. Mr. Wadi was helping Ratchet.
Ratchet had an accomplice in the kidnapping named Noah. They kidnapped Daisy together. Ratchet stored the ransom money in a Swiss bank that protected anonymous clients. He forced Monsieur Wadi to watch over the money. Once enough time had passed, Ratchet felt it was safe to have Monsieur Wadi bring him cash whenever Ratchet needed it.
The serial numbers of the bills would still be in a file, but no one would be actively checking it.
Precisely. But Ratchet didn't just keep the ransom in his safety deposit box. There was something much worse.
Like I said, Daisy's murder, I would still say it's connected to the murderer of the Ratchet, because I'm guessing, she is taking a revenge of killing Noah.
There was something much worse than Daisy's ransom money in that safety deposit box. During her investigation, Detective Locke found evidence proving that Ratchet was what is known as a trophy killer. He kept souvenirs of his crimes. We found trophies in the safety deposit box. There were others in a cabin Ratchet used in the Berkshire Mountains, including a beloved toy of little Daisy's.
If I'd have known that, I would have cut the bastard's head off.
Associate to object whose link would be the motive. Take it.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
The bracelet found in the safety deposit box was also on Noah's wrist in a photograph. It's obvious Ratchet killed Noah, and therefore, at last, I can tell you with absolute certainty who the murderer of Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi is. Mademoiselle Nielsen has the same bracelet as the one found in the safety deposit box in Geneva. A trophy from a victim of Ratchet, Noah.
Having a similar bracelet doesn't prove anything.
Yes, that might be true, if there were not an inscription on it.
Mr. Poirot, you're right. The bracelet looks similar to mine, but I have no idea what the marks on it mean. I just like the design.
The marks are not random, mademoiselle. These are special bracelets. They are called Morse code bracelets. Because, well, you know why. The marks are Morse code. Happily, I learned Morse when I was a young man doing my service for the Belgian army.
Please don't make me do this. Okay, Noah. Where do I start? Inspect. So this probably shows the way to go. So dot dot dash dot. Then it's dot dash dot. Well, I can already say what this will be. Maybe. Huh? Yep. So I'm just checking the last one. Dot dash dash dash. Because, yeah. So that's definitely A then. Oh. I was thinking why. I don't know why.
That was easy.
On the bracelet found in Ratchet's safety deposit box was the name Freya in Morse code. Your first name. It belonged to your father, Noah. Noah Nielsen. Let's stop playing this little game, mademoiselle. What does yours say? Noah?
It says father. Ratchet. That bastard. He kept my father's bracelet as a as a trophy.
Thank you. I have to admit your timing for Ratchet's murder was perfect. Do you mind if I continue?
Would it matter? Go ahead. You've earned the right to crow.
I do not make bird sounds, mademoiselle. I take no pleasure in this. You drugged Ratchet's dessert to ensure he would be unconscious when you went to his room. You stole a knife from Monsieur Maury. If it was identified as the murder weapon, he would be accused. You knew Pierre Michel would leave the train for a smoke whenever it was stopped at a station. At Vinkovsky, you waited until he was on the station platform. Then, you carefully made your way along the first-class corridor to Ratchet's room. You entered Ratchet's room with the pass key, accessible to all employees in the crew quarters. You stabbed Ratchet at midnight.
But that knife, where is it?
Probably thrown out of Ratchet's window before the train left the station. A thorough search after the snow melts should turn it up.
My beautiful knife!
Then, you carefully returned to the crew quarters, replaced the passkey, and returned to your poker game. Et voila. The affair was not so complicated in the end. But what made the crime seem more complex? Well...
It was us.
Exactly. The 12 jurors who proceeded to carry out their far more complicated plan literally in the dark without realizing that the man was already dead.
Speaking only for myself, of course, but I believe we would have invited you to join us.
Ms. Nielsen, you killed Ratchet because he killed your father. Your motive is crystal clear. But why did you kill Aziz Wadi?
It's because of Aziz that my father died. My father knew Aziz was the only one with access to Ratchet's safe, so he convinced Aziz to steal the money from the safety deposit box. But Aziz was too afraid of Ratchet. Instead, he betrayed my father by reporting him to Ratchet. Obviously, Ratchet then murdered my father. Aziz was just as guilty of my father's death as Ratchet.
Ratchet was the worst of humanity. But Monsieur Wadi, if you knew his story...
My father is dead because of him.
I will not debate the point with you, mademoiselle. He had done nothing to justify his death. I do not see any extenuating circumstances that should allow you to escape justice. You will be arrested at the Gare de Lyon when we arrive in Paris.
Judge and jury are you, Monsieur Poirot. And you get away with it. It must be nice. But think of this. I know what you did. What you all did.
She's right. She could turn us all in.
Relax. Hector, is it? Your secret is safe with me. I'm not going to jail. Farewell, Poirot. Enjoy your victory.
Stop!
Okay.
No, Freya, don't jump. You're going to die.
I've made my choice. We'll let fate decide.
No!
Well, she was lucky that she managed to probably go through the pillars. At least, I hope.
She jumped off the train. Even if she hit the water, considering the height, I doubt she survived. And with this tunnel, either way, she's gone, Poirot.
Interesting, interesting.
still can't believe what happened. 13 people took revenge on the same person. This investigation is so incredible. It almost looks like a detective story.
It would surely be a bestseller. It is true that this case will remain as one of the most important investigations of my career.
My only regret will be that I couldn't bring Ratchet to justice, but I can finally close this chapter of my life.
Your determination paid off. You can be proud of yourself.
I think we'll be arriving in Paris soon.
If you will pardon me, Detective Locke, I have to settle a few details with Monsieur Book before we arrive.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, let's see what we need to do now.
I still can't believe Freya was the killer. She never even cheated when we played poker.
She used too much sugar.
Nonsense! Her desserts were divine!
Unfortunately, her actions were not so divine.
There you are, my friend.
Book, I have a favor to ask.
Anything.
When we arrive in Paris, will you speak to the police? I would rather keep a low profile.
But why?
Book, my first solution was incorrect.
Nonsense! The nuttier the mystery became, the greater your brilliance.
Please.
Very well, if you insist.
I want to thank you, gentlemen, for your service. The cuisine. Under difficult conditions, you surpass the reputation of the Orient Express.
That is true.
I look forward to seeing you again abroad, Monsieur Poirot. I promise, not all of our trips are this eventful.
Princess Dragomirov would like a word with you, Monsieur Poirot. It is important. She is waiting for you in her compartment.
When a princess summons me, how can I refuse?
Okay. Oh, well, we're going. Well, I'll leave my assessment after these things. Do I want to talk?
Ah, Mademoiselle Debenham et Captain Arbuthnot.
Am I invited?
Allow me to congratulate you on your upcoming nuptials.
I hope you won't be too disappointed if you're not invited.
Archie, really? Thanks to Mr. Poirot, there will actually be a wedding.
As you say, my darling. Sorry, old man, and thanks for everything, including finding my train ticket.
Well, I was almost certain that we will not be. Well, we weren't. But maybe we are now. Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. Hello.
Count Andrigny, how is the Countess?
Much better now that it's all over. I misjudged you, Poirot.
And I you.
There is something else about my wife you should know. Why I am so overprotective.
She is pregnant.
You are quite the detective.
Actually, Dr. Constantine told me. She admitted as much when he was attending to her.
If it's a girl, we're going to name her Daisy. If it's a boy,
Hercule?
he'll be stuck with Rudolph. It's a family tradition.
I wish you and all of your family much happiness.
Thank you.
Okay. So far, so good. No murders of any kind. I'm gonna check my room. Is everything okay? I think everything is in order. Maybe, yes. Are you packing neatly? Those gloves are a little bit off, I would say, but anyways. Here we are. Hello.
My daughter, my great friend, and I wanted to talk to you one last time. I speak on behalf of the entire Armstrong family, as well as those close to us. You have shown compassion. We know your reputation, and we understand that your choice was not easy for you. We are all the more grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations, my dear. You managed to say the word thank you, although he did manage to put us through quite a lot.
You have given us all closure.
and some peace of mind.
You should know that I regret nothing. If this Freya Nielsen person had not been involved, I would have done it again.
Someone told me the Stalinists were frightened of you. I believe them.
The country of my birth breeds its share of brutes and bullies, but also some of the greatest intellectual and artistic minds the world has ever known. I pray that one day we will again be remembered for that.
I share your hope, Princess.
And of course, with the real murderer of that man out there somewhere, we are no longer guilty of much. Correct?
Princess, don't push your luck too far. If you'll excuse me, I have some packing to do. Ladies?
So, what's next? Go pack your suitcase. Well, I do indeed. So let's just do that.
At the end of this investigation, I still have my doubts. Did I make the right choice with the 12 self-proclaimed jurors?
Well, I'll go with the book ending. Is it right? Well, there is complications with that, but let's go with yes.
Yes, it was the right thing to do. As for Mademoiselle Nielsen, what would I have done if she had not escaped?
There is a bit of a problem with Freya, that, of course, he knows, thanks to Poirot, what the 12 did. And, well, no, he's not that innocent in the situation. So, I would say yes.
Is it justice to let the 12 go free but have Mademoiselle Nielsen arrested? A vast question indeed.
Yeah, there's a problem. I know.
Judges often take motive into consideration when deciding the sentence for a crime. You are not a judge. Your job is to establish the facts, which you have done. The case has been solved. Another already awaits you. It is the reason you were on this train. It is time. Time to move on.
So, what are we doing now? Oh, nope. Poirot does not run. So, we are hobbling away. Hello.
I hope you will travel with us again, Monsieur Poirot.
That's it.
Oh.
Monsieur Poirot, I spoke with my associates. I convinced them to give you a deal on our new Firenze SUV. No need to thank me. It's the least I could do.
That is very generous, but no, I do not drive.
You don't? What? But it's electric. It's good for the planet.
I am good for the planet, as long as I don't drive.
I don't understand. He refused.
Okay. Oh. Mustache.
You can never have too many of these.
No. So we... Ah, there's the bird.
Poirot is a nasty man. Poirot is a nasty man.
Princess Dragomirov's bird can have heard that.
Poirot is a nasty man! Poirot is a nasty man!
I wonder where Princess Dragomirov's bird...
Have you lost something? May I help you?
Oh, Mr. Poirot, you have done so much already.
What is it you have lost?
My friends, we're traveling to Poland to help with children. We were to meet at an information booth. But where do I get information on how to find an information booth?
There is, I believe, an information booth just inside the main terminal.
Oh, thank you, sir. You are a great detective.
And you, madame, are a good soul.
Well, at least she has that going. Sorry.
I will miss this train.
No, you don't. You have a newspaper.
News travels fast.
Indeed. Hello.
Hey, Poirot. Say, have you seen a scruffy little guy in a green trench coat?
I cannot say I have. Why?
He's my next case.
Another case? That was indeed fast.
The detective's gotta eat. You know what I mean.
I have some idea, yes.
Suspected embezzler. Traveling east. Been out on the Orient Express. Say, you wouldn't be interested in teaming up, would you? Some good money in it.
I have had enough of trains for a while, thank you.
Okay, suit yourself.
Right. What's next? We already talked. Well, hello.
Mr. Poirot, Mr. McQueen here thinks he may know an attorney in the Berkshires who might need a gentleman's gentleman.
He's old school English. I think the clock stopped for him in 1934.
I hope it works out for you, Monsieur Masterman. What about you, Monsieur McQueen?
Well, back to law school for me, following my father's footsteps. We can take the train to St. Pancras, then the Piccadilly line to Heathrow and check out some flights.
Might as well. We're already packed.
I wish you both bonne chance.
So, let's move on. Oh, do I need to... No, I don't need to talk to you. And... anything missing? Hello.
Ah, Poirot. Mission accomplished. I have reported to the police that Freya Nielsen killed Ratchet and that she escaped. They're issuing an international arrest warrant. There's a canal that runs alongside the tracks where she jumped from the train. But they say there's little chance she survived. The police have questioned all of the passengers and crew, so for now, they are free to leave.
I gave them the results of my preliminary autopsy, and they have the report from the Venetian authorities. They were arguing about jurisdiction when I left.
Thank you, Doctor. You have been of inestimable help.
A fascinating case. I'm pleased I could assist you.
Mr. Poirot, it seems our paths part here. It was an honor and a pleasure to work with you.
And I am with you, Detective Locke. The case would have been impossible without your tenacity and dedication to finding the truth. You also proved to be an able con artist in Geneva.
You too. Thank you for everything. I'll never forget you.
And I shall always treasure our collaboration.
Oh, you big softy.
Well, that's that. I'm hungry. Let's go to the Wagon Rouge restaurant. They make an excellent leg of lamb.
But it's only 5:34 p.m. Is food all you really think about, my friend?
I'm the one inviting you. You've well deserved it.
I'm warning you, I'm not going to obtain for you a secret recipe this time.
Poirot, they make a chocolate mousse that is so creamy. It must have a secret ingredient in it.
The last recipe came from a murderer.
But it was sublime.
But it was to die for. Haha. I'll probably speed this up a little bit. So we can see if there's anything else. So here we are. And after we are done with the text, I'll, well, say a little bit about this game. But it definitely has been an interesting ride. So, there's always possibility that Freya will come back. In future, maybe. Who knows? Or not. Ah. Okay.
Dear Poirot, I didn't really have time to say goodbye when we parted. I thought I had beaten the greatest detective in the world, but you unmasked me. I still had my revenge, though. I even managed to help myself to a small amount of cash from Waddy's bag before you interrupted me in Venice. It will be enough to settle somewhere in a quiet little town where I will create delicacies for appreciative clients. You won't hear from me again, nor will Book get any more of my recipes. Oh, and one last thing. You may not think so, but I truly believe Ratchet and Waddy got their just desserts. Regards, F.
You, mademoiselle, are entirely too pleased with yourself. You give clues no one could follow, unless they are Hercule Poirot.
So are we gonna getting a spin-off maybe in the future? Who knows? So let's check the extras. I haven't checked this first ever. Ah, we have a chapter selection, so we can go back to chapters and collect these mustaches, which I indeed didn't find all of them. Overall, I enjoyed this game. It's very well made. The puzzles most of the time are okay. Some more challenging than others. But I would say the overall level of the puzzles is okay. Nothing too tremendously hard. A little bit of those where I need to connect the two things to move forward. I don't know, maybe my brains didn't click with some of them, and that's why I didn't realize what I was supposed to connect at times. It's always possible. Of course, the story, the main story, the first part of the story went quite a lot like the book. Little bit fast forwarded in this game because we spent quite a lot of time with China Lock and following the Ratchet at the kidnapping, after kidnapping and whatnot, which is understandable. So we have something new to play for those who already know the story. And they're basically Ratchet was one of the person who always was shown as a complete bastard, but not elaborated that much in the book, except that he was a criminal and whatnot. So there was a room to expand the story of the Ratchet, of course. The 13th murder, that's a bit of problematic. I can see why they did it, and that worked, I would say. But if you're thinking about the book and the story, where we have these, well, basically ordinary people, except a few of the military men, pushed in this tragedy where they are getting revenge of the man who caused so much distress, all of them, because they were all connected, then that's the part where you are starting to think that was the what they did, was it okay or not? In some ways it was. There comes the moral dilemma, if it's a correct way to do it or not. Freya, on the other hand, it mixes it a little bit, because Noah definitely was not a innocent person in this, and I still say it's connected to Daisy, because Noah was helping to kidnap quite a lot, actually, helping to kidnap the Daisy, and that was the part which ended up him being murdered by Ratchet. But yes, there's the problem, of course, that's also taken care of in this game, at least a little bit, that Noah definitely was not an innocent, and in that case Freya cannot be compared one-on-one to the 12. And then we have these Aziz killing, which definitely throws Freya more of a more away from the 12, quite a lot, actually. It's interesting to see if they want to go away from the Agatha Christie stories and make a route like the Poirot first cases and London case, where they have another person we're hunting, or maybe not, I don't know. And changing the timeline to modern times, it worked, sort of. But again, then we have these little things that, like handkerchief, which is, when did the Orient Express actually happen? Can't remember. It's been a while since I read that book. I really need to read it again. Let's go and see the timeline. Well, not the real. No, not the Kenneth Branagh movie. Here we are. So, wait. Can't I find it as fast as I need to? Alright, 1930s, I guess. Well, I'm not gonna spend much more time. The publication date is 1934. So in the 30s, yes. So the handkerchief, which doesn't really work in the modern times. It sort of works, but it totally points quite fast to the Dragon Mirror, more faster than in the book, because in the book, of course, in 1930s, handkerchiefs were something that people had. Well, not all, but the sort of people who were traveling in the Orient Express, especially in the VIP rooms, but even the middle class. So in that regard, the handkerchief does fit better. But like I said, overall, the change of scenery to modern times didn't really detract. We could disable the cell phones because of the snowstorm, and whatnot, because some of the things could make things much faster in the modern times, if you're thinking about Agatha Christie stories, or even many other stories, because you could just call to someone instantly or check an internet something or other. Like I think I said in the first episode, that a Murder on the Orient Express, well, it's a problematic to film or make a new game, because you can't really change the main story that much. And that is probably the most well-known of Agatha Christie's stories, so even if you haven't read about it, you might have heard the story plot already. So in that regards, it's a bit of problematic, and it's always the same cases. Well, not always, but those Agatha Christie games, it's either, or movies, it's either Murder on the Orient Express, or, well, we have the ABC murders too, but there are so many other Poirot stories that could be in game, which are not as known and could work. I don't know. But of course, the games like these, let's say it's Agatha Christie, the case of the Robert Ackroyd, I can't remember what the English name is, so that probably wouldn't entice people as much as the Murder on the Orient Express. After all, this be what was 2017, the last movie. So yeah, I can see that it's better to make a game more well-known stories than the stories that not so many have heard. Although that could be way more interesting. But again, like I said, there were those little filler, which I felt more like filler, that, yeah, who are the three guys who didn't have the alibi? Then you have the Adreni and the three possible murderers. So we just established that thing. Why do I need to have to pick this again? And so what are we doing in Geneva and the bank and whatnot, making those again, even we just said it and we are going through that again? Basically, it doesn't really give anything, except, of course, it's more like where you're listening carefully when they were explaining the thing, what they're gonna do. And the redlining in Jean Locke's investigation room was a bit of problematic at the times. Maybe it's, again, was in my brains. But overall, I would say the puzzles were on the level. Nothing too seriously, I would feel, that was over the top. But yeah. So, anyways, I did enjoy this game, and that means I have played all the Agatha Christie's I can have my hands on so far. And we'll see what will be next. I don't know what game I will play next. Do I play that murder crime scene? I can't remember the name. My brains are leaking. Another crime scene detective game, or Lake Tale, or something or another. But we will see it soon enough. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. At least I enjoyed to play it. So there's that. So I hope I see you on some other games. So that's it for this Let's Play, and goodbye.